UWSP is the closest UW to my hometown, for starters, so that was obviously a very close draw. But I guess I also wanted a smaller university where I would be known by my name, I guess, and not a number. I wanted my professors to get to know me. When I toured Stevens Point, I met a lot of the faculty, and they definitely made their mark on me that I enjoy getting to know them. They seemed very interested in what I hope to get out of my college experience and how they could help me get there. So I was impressed with that, and I wanted to pursue that further. I had a completely different major. I was in music education, and it was a couple of my political science and religious studies classes, actually just the intro classes that I had no intention of getting much out of. I just took because they were gen eds that really turned me around, and speaking of those professors really set me on track for what I really wanted. Dr. Cartal and his Poli-Sci 180 International Relations was my first experience, I guess, in a poli-sci class, and I could not have loved it anymore. He was very thorough, I guess, in understanding what my challenges were and making sure that I understood the content, and he did that with everybody, and I've seen that from him in all of his classes, and I appreciate that. I think that's the perk of a small university, is that your professor can best help you with whatever you need help with, not just tailoring everything to a big class. And I guess there's Dr. Keefe, too, in religious studies. I couldn't leave her out either. She was also somebody I encountered in my first semester who seemed very dedicated to tailoring the class to my interest in that area. And what do you want to learn about? Like, what's going to get you excited about learning this content? Because we'll figure something out. I declared in my second year, but I was pretty clear on my course by the end of my first year. And definitely Dr. Cartal and Dr. Keefe did a really good job directing me to classes that were going to solidify that decision. And they recommended things that I would find personally interesting, and also things that would give me a good understanding of what the major was going to look like for me going forward. I'm the president of the Model United Nations, or the United Nations Student Organization currently. In 2 weeks, we'll be getting ready to go to New York City for the National Model United Nations Conference. The club is a lot of work in its own ways. There's a paper involved, there's some public speaking, it's all forms of communication are generally encompassed in the experience. The planning of it has definitely been a challenge for me, but a good learning experience nonetheless. Looking at law school, currently I'm just getting ready to take my LSAT, which I'm excited and nervous about. Philosophy majors, I'm told, have some of the highest scores on the LSAT, so that I'm definitely going to see my major helping me there, I'm hoping, at least. I'm looking at uw-madison as probably my top choice law school to study some agriculture. Definitely the poli-sci major as a whole, I feel like, has given me a good grasp of what government looks like, what the role of politicians looks like, what a lawyer actually does on a daily basis, and a good firm understanding of case law and how to go about even reading a case, because, I don't know, picking one up and looking at it is rather daunting. I guess I would say that all of my classes and all of my professors, through getting to know them on an individual basis, have been particularly helpful in balancing my job, because I'm a working student too, along with my studies. And my job and my studies really go hand in hand. I work on a farm, so in terms of agricultural law, understanding the farming half of it is really important for me. And they're definitely good at tying the farm and what I'm interested in that regards into what we're learning. So, like, for critical thinking, we're writing arguments, and I've been writing my arguments about milk fever in cows, because that's something I'm learning about at work that is going to help me in my future, I guess. You don't need to know what you want to do. Someone here will help you find it. There are more than enough helpful people. That one-on-one recognition with your professors and that desire on their half, on their end of the bargain, to really want to know what interests you and what drives you and what's going to keep you moving forward, is really going to help them guide you to something that's going to hopefully lead you through the rest of your life.